Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great evening. Pretty quiet on the South Central Plains last night, but cool too. We're supposed to warm up today, which is supposed to kick off big thunder bumpers that are going to roll out of the plains and head east, hopefully without severe weather. It is that time of year, but you never like to see it happen. Okay, today is options expiration. Yesterday's point activity 28.5 to 29.5, and that makes a close at 29. That's the mathematical close. And that's right where we're trading right now. So resistance begins at 4, stops at 12, support begins at 28, and stops at 24, and option expiration in and of itself usually yields a trading range. There's a lot of money bet on these options, and upon expiration, and the guys whose necks are on the line will defend the prices. So we're going to start off today planning on a close at 129. Okay, we do have news, durable orders, plus 0.5%. And durable orders, aircraft can really swing that one. Big time, transportation plus 3%, plus 0.3%. If recent macroeconomic news is a guide, these numbers will come in less than forecast. So the focus will be transportation. Overnight news dominated by Greece, the EU and Greece. There's a meeting in the EU today about what to do about Greece. And my guess is it'll be pushed to the May 11th meeting. So we start off the day wanting to sell 3s to 7. On the idea we got ourselves a trading range. They take, on options expiration, they take the markets up and down to freeze the put and call holders. The market maker makes the most amount of money with a close at 129 today. The buy side's 25 to 29, and then 17 to 21. And we'll see how she plays. We'll adjust the market, our calls, post the durable orders news, which comes at 8:30 Eastern. Okay, the recent articles on the financials are starting to lean towards the Fed is going to increase interest rates somewhere between June and October. Based on the equity markets, based on the economy and the rest of it, I don't see how it's possible. But if you're playing games, Europe, Japan's got their QE going. The U.S. has stopped theirs. The European Union came in behind the United States to start QE, and now China's talking about a quantitative easing program. So these central banks, the major ones around the globe, are going to support their equity markets and economies by low interest rates and easy money. So the school of thought that does make some sense is that the United States will raise interest rates a little bit, maybe 0.5%, and then that gives them some wiggle room if China's, the European central banks, and Japan's quantitative easing programs no longer are working, all to support the stock market. So we have reached the point, the economic law of diminishing returns. There's no doubt about that. But what it does do is that major institutions are not taking the short side of the equities market. They've been burned too many times. Their investment guidelines and reason for being all say they're long. Every time they tried to go short to protect their portfolios, it's cost them money. They're not going to move. So we have a one-way market in equities, clearly supported by the central bank. Okay, on the 30-year, 61 to 63, I would favor close right at 162 or just below it. So we ought to have pretty good resistance in this 28 to 31 area. That's sell one. Getting stops above 162 is certainly within reach. We have news to get through. On the buy side, bottom of value is 13, so 9 to 13 buy 1. And then 1 to 5 buy 2, and the 1 to 5 leaning against structural support at 161. And when you learn how the market ebbs and flows and how it impacts the primary dealer, what the events are impacting the primary dealer, etc., you can learn to operate and let those events support your trading or give reason to your trading. That's called context. Trading within the market's context. And it's where you have to take yourself to stay on the right side of the market, to anticipate what's going to happen with today's trading, and to fine-tune what it is that you're trying to accomplish and trying to do. 85, 87, it's 85 area to 80 is where support is, so 80, 82, buy 1. And we're going to give it a little room, 75, 77, buy 2. But we're going to put a question mark at 85. If 85 holds, that's where you need to get long. On the, like last night, 95, 97 is sell 1. 1200, 1202 is sell 2. And the question mark is at 85. 85 could be support. We'll adjust that after the news. Looking at the euro. Okay, we made it to 109, and we had a 50 to 60 sell, then basically against the buck. So our number 2 area held. We're at 41 right now. You can see the spill from London came from 73. So this 75 area, sell 1. 109, sell 2. 108, buy 1. 775 buy 2. There is an announcement coming out of the EU today. My guess is that nothing will be announced, but I don't know that with 100% certainty. And usually the window's 10 a.m. Eastern till 2 o'clock Eastern for those type of announcements. And usually on Fridays they're a little bit earlier. You can't screw up the weekend. Okay, not much news out overnight on the fighting in the Middle East. The Persian Gulf and Saudi Arabia are still attacking Yemen. By air, they're really reluctant to put ground troops in. Ground troops, very, very expensive, very, very costly in manpower, in blood and money. The cheapest form of deterrence is a nuclear arsenal. The second cheapest way to go to war is with an air force or bombardment by Navy vessels. The most expensive is to go in, especially if you have to provide security and stability for whatever it is you want to change in that country, is troops on the ground. So they're still bombing the hell out of Yemen. It's the bottom line. Hasn't affected the supply of crude, won't, unless they take over the Straits of the Red Sea on the corner, and that does not seem that would be possible. The United States would land Marines, all sorts of people to keep that from happening. Okay, I want to show you how volume controls. So we got pretty good support down against 56. Got pretty good resistance at 58. And here we are with a B-shaped pattern, so we should go lower, retest this breakout. So 56.75, 57 will be our first buy area. Volume down here, 56, 56 and a quarter will be buy 2. Structural play, 57.75, 58, sell 1, 58 and a quarter, 50, sell 2. And this market is pointed lower. Okay, the E-mini. Bad news is good news. Down to durable orders, ex transportation. If it's a bad number, and my guess is, if you had to guess, would it hit the estimate? I'm coming below the estimate based on recent economic news. Ex transportation. With transportation, you don't know. So again, we've got this support. There's a lot of support. 2100, 2103. This breakout from 2105. So 2100, 2105 is support. So 2105, buy 1. Buy 2 is 2100, give or take. Resistance 13 to 15. Sell 1. We'll put a question mark at 10. But it's down to the news. We're going to have to come back and adjust these. And then 19 to 21. The current high is at 18 plus. Forget the exact number. But we've got a news event to get through. We'll come back in and we'll adjust it. And down to whatever durable orders ex transportation is. So leaning against 2100 is probably the best structural trade. Leaning against 2115, 2118 would be the other side of that. Okay, take about 20 minutes to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will comment on the news. Be back on that in 23 minutes later.